Hello students, today I am going to discuss As You Like It. As you can see the title As You Like It, it is pastoral comedy by William Shakespeare. As you know, he is very great dramatist who has written historical plays, comedies, and many historical comedies and tragedies. He is very well known for tragedies. He has written approx 154 sonnets, so he's very well known for this also. And after his arrival, only the Shakespearean sonnet was emerged. So this is very beautiful comedy. As you can see the title As You Like It, he's very much open towards this. Like he just give this to the audience. Like audience can give the title or can keep the title as they want. So As You Like, As You Will are somewhere these sort of titles. So is a pastoral comedy by William Shakespeare, have written in 1599, and first folio. Normally Shakespeare's folios are divided into two parts. So first folio appeared in 1623. In that it was like published. So first performance was uncertain, later on it was performed. As You Like It follows its heroine Rosalind as she flees persecution in her uncle's court, accompanied by her cousin Celia, to find safety and eventually love in the forest of Arden. In the forest they encounter a variety of memorable characters, melancholy traveler Jacques, whose quotes are very much famous. So you need to keep these quotes in your mind, which will help you in examination. Also it also comes in the UGC net. So all world is a stage, it's very much famous and very well known poem as well. A world is a stage where we are just puppets and we are playing our role. So here this is by Jacques. Too much of a good thing is by Jacques. A fool, I met a fool in the forest is Jacques. Provides a sharp contrast to the other characters in the play, always observing and disputing the hardships of life in the country. Historically, critical response has varied and many things were there. So here are important characters. I have a list of characters. Duke Friedrich, Duke Senior's younger brother, and usurper, also Celia's father. Rosalind, who is the main character here, she is a very famous, and Duke's daughter. Celia, Duke Friedrich's daughter and Rosalind's cousin. Touchstone, a court fool or jester, normally comes in the UGC net also. Who Touchstone character is, and what is his role and what is the name of the play. So name of the play is As You Like It, and role is he's a fool, jester. So fool basically in Shakespeare's tragedies and comedies is to just to create the ambience where one can be comfortable, where one can be relaxed after such so much of chaos and melodramas. So this was important. A Lebeau, a courtier, Charles, a wrestler, lords and ladies in Duke Friedrich's court. And then there are different Duke Senior, Duke Friedrich's older brother, Rosalind's father, Jacques, a discontented, melancholy lord. Amiens, an attending lord, musician, lord in Duke Senior's forest court. Country folk in the forest of Arden. Phoebe, a proud shepherdess. Sylvius, a shepherd. Audrey, a country girl. So all these are character you can find in this. Then there is a Corin, an elderly shepherd. William, a countryman. Sir Oliver Martext, a curate. Other characters: Hymen, an officiates over the wedding in the end. God of marriage as appearing in the mask. Then there is pages and musicians, right? So I'll move towards the synopsis. What is the basic outline of this? When you are going into the classroom, you can go through the text, it's very interesting. You can go through also Sparks notes, which are easily available, and act wise summary of this is given, so you can go in detail as well. So here I'm just giving you brief outline about this play. This play is set in Duchy in France. So setting is Duchy in France, but most of the actions take place in location called the Forest of Arden. So which forest was it? Forest of Arden. Normally this question comes in UGC net again. And setting of this play is Duchy. This may be intended as the Ardennes. So this is also called Ardennes and Ardennes, a forested region covering an area located in southeast Belgium, western Luxembourg and northeastern France, or Ardennes, Warwickshire, near Shakespeare's hometown. So basically Shakespeare's hometown, our Stratford upon, so it was very near to this is Ardennes. Most probably it is famous by this, which was ancestral origin of mother's family whose surname was Arden, right? Friedrich was has usurped the duchy and exiled his older brother. So he has exiled his older brother and Duke Senior. Duke Senior's daughter Rosalind has been permitted to remain at the court because she is the closest friend of Friedrich's only child Celia. So Celia and Rosalind having very strong bond, but brothers having conflicts. So Duke Senior Friedrich is the exiled. His older brother Duke Senior was exiled. Orlando, a young gentleman of the kingdom who at first sight was fallen in love with Rosalind. So you can find the coupling there. You can find the pairs there like Rosalind and Orlando. So normally when you have to match the figures, you can match this easily because it is generally asked as well. So this is Rosalind is forced to flee his home, and after being persecuted by his older brother Oliver, Friedrich becomes angry and banishes Rosalind from court as well. So Celia and Rosalind decided to flee together, accompanied by the court fool. So court fool is Touchstone is helping them. Who he's helping? He's helping Celia and Rosalind to flee from the court. Angry and banishes Rosalind, and he was accompanied by Touchstone, with Rosalind disguised as a young man and Celia disguised as a poor lady. So they are disguising themselves, Celia as a poor lady and Rosalind as a young boy. Normally in Shakespeare's plays you will find when girls are eloping or going somewhere or doing out of the box, because they are not allowed. So if they are doing something out of the box, they normally disguise themselves as men, because only the men are allowed to do out of the box that time as well, even in today's time. So this was something extra. And so yeah, where were we? Yeah. So Rosalind now disguised as Ganymede, Jove's own page, and Celia now disguised as Elena, stranger, which means, right, arrives in the Arcadian forest of Arden, where the exiled duke now lives with some supporters, including the melancholy Jacques, a malcontent figure who is introduced weeping over the slaughter of deer. Ganymede and Elena don't immediately encounter the duke and his companions. Instead, they meet Corin, an impoverished tenant, and offer to buy his master's crude cottage. Orlando and his servant Adam, meanwhile, find the duke and his men and are soon living with them, posting simplistic love poems for Rosalind on the trees. So he was writing love poems on the trees, which is quite romantic element you can find in this play. It has been said that the role of Adam was played by Shakespeare, though this story is also said to be without foundation. Rosalind, also in love with Orlando, meets him as Ganymede and pretends to counsel him to cure him of being in love. Ganymede says that he will take Rosalind's place and that he and Orlando can act out their relationship. Shepherdess Phoebe, now who is Shepherdess Phoebe, with whom Silvius is in love, has fallen in love with Ganymede, Rosalind in disguise. So now Phoebe, with whom Silvius was in love, but she falls in love with Ganymede, though she was disguised as a man, but in reality she is a woman. Rosalind, we know this very much. So Ganymede continuously shows that he is not interested in Phoebe. Touchstone, meanwhile, has fallen in love with the dull-witted shepherdess Audrey and tries to woo her, but eventually is forced to be married first. William, another shepherd, attempts to marry Audrey as well, but is stopped by Touchstone, who threatens to kill him 150 ways. So this is a love triangle, you can see. Finally, Phoebe, Ganymede, finally, Silvius, Phoebe, Ganymede, and Orlando are brought together in argument with each other who will get whom. So Ganymede says he will solve the problem, having Orlando promise to marry Rosalind. So Phoebe promised to marry Silvius if she can't marry Ganymede, who was Rosalind. Orlando sees Oliver in the forest and rescues him from lioness, causing Oliver to repent for mistreating Orlando. Oliver meets Elena, Celia's false identity, and falls in love with her. They agree to marry. Orlando and Rosalind, Oliver and Celia, Silvius and Phoebe. These are the now pairs. Touchstone and Audrey are all married in the final scene. After which they discover that the Friedrich also repented his faults, deciding to restore his legitimate brother to the Duke home. So, Anne adopts a religious life. Jacques, ever melancholy, declines their invitation to return to the court, preferring to stay in the forest, adopt a religious life as well. Finally, Rosalind speaks an epilogue and commending the play to both men and women in the audience. In this video, I will stop here. I'll be preparing other things, symbols, themes, many things are there. So just I covered the outline story. You just go through the video, and whatever doubts you find, please do comments. Thank you so much.